Good afternoon and happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. You guys want to know what an accomplished day feels like? Accomplished day feels like when you have checked off everything on your planner for that day. Like, honestly guys, the only thing I didn't do today was clean the bathroom, and that wasn't because I couldn't get to it, it was because everybody, like, stuff was all over the place. And I, like, our thing is, I will clean the bathroom, I will clean the hallway, the stairs, the living room, the kitchen, whatever. Like, actually, like, clean with, like, you know, cleaning products, do all that kind of stuff. The thing is, it all needs to be picked up, and it hasn't been. And like my mom said, she mentioned yesterday about something about like the living room, and that she needs to like get it all taken care of, because like there's been stuff that's been filtering on and off of our like kitchen table and in through like the living room and stuff like that. And honestly, ever since my parents' room needed to be like taken care of after that water leak and stuff like that from the roof, it's kind of just been like a mess throughout the rest of the house, because all of their things got shuffled around through everywhere. So yeah, it's been really difficult to like take care of that. So that's what I didn't get to, that I did put on my planner. But my mom had mentioned yesterday already that it probably wasn't gonna happen, like that she wasn't. And on top of that too, my dad's not here, so he can't like help clean up and take care of all the stuff. And like I said, most of the stuff needs to like either find a new home or needs to go back where it was, which it can't really. So right now we're just kind of at like a standstill of where it's supposed to go. But the thing is that like I can't like clean around the stuff that's everywhere, you know, so that's why it's difficult for me to actually be able to do my job and take care of that. But guys, I got everything else done for today, edited and uploaded today, guys. I also ended up, I did part of my produce prep yesterday. I finished the rest of that off. I had some oranges and cantaloupe that I ended up cutting up, and then also too, I did my produce prep for my salads, my spinach salads for the week. So I prepped those, and then I also ended up doing, I actually finished the project. I think I told you guys like months ago I started this for my mom and have been like slowly chipping away at it, but it's been a really tedious project. And then my mom switched like the platform that she needed it in, and yeah, on and on, guys. I finally ended up finishing that today, so I was like, hallelujah, that is done. And so then I finished that. Me and Jack also ended up babysitting for today, and we ended up, we played Legos today, guys, which it's one of those other things too, like I haven't even seen our Legos. I knew they were up in the attic, but like I haven't seen them in like, I don't even know how long. Matthew had a, that he got when he was little, and it was probably not the smartest thing. Not real little, but like he wasn't really old enough to be able to like put Legos together, so it was more like my dad was doing it. But he got like a Lego Star Wars, like one of the ships, not like, I forget which one, guys, but yeah, he got one of them when he was little. And like I said, I actually found it more entertaining, and I wanted to do it like with them, but like I think he got it for Christmas. I was a little bit more involved in my like presents, but when him and my dad were doing it together, which like I said, my dad was really into it. I don't know how old he was, but he had to have been like smallish, that like he couldn't really put it together like really well. But he, like, I think like at some points I was like, ooh, can I help, and like was helping kind of build it and stuff like that. But then again, I'd get like, oh, I'm gonna go play with my toys, and like got distracted and whatnot. But he had like some Star Wars thing, and like other than that, we just always had like random Legos. Like my mom bought like a huge bin of Legos at like a resale store one time, so we had just like a ton of them. And I think I had like one like SpongeBob set, but we never had like sets. Like we never actually bought like Lego sets from like the store or whatever. When I was little, I think I had like just like those like the little bucket things full of Legos or whatever. But then as like we all, like I said, got older and started adding more and stuff like that. But like, we never had like sets like of Legos, like, oh, you built this thing or you built that thing. It was always just like we had a ton of random Legos. So today we were playing with those, but like I said, I haven't seen them in like forever. And like, I mean forever. The only Lego set I ever bought was the SpongeBob one. I bought one that was the Krusty Krab. That was the only Lego set I ever like had that was actual set. I had this other like it was like a snowmobile one or something like that, and it was like brand new, still in the box. I don't know where my mom got it from, if she bought it actually like from a store, or if she actually ended up finding it also at a thrift store, but it was still, like I said, like brand new in the box, like with the directions and everything like that. And I built that. That was like the first Lego thing that I ever built. It was just this little like dopey snow, like not snowboard, but like snow ski, not snow ski, what kind of, like a snowmobile kind of thing. Like, and it was like an expedition kind of thingy, but it was not very big. It was like only like maybe maybe like 50 pieces at most or something like that. It was a little small little like set. And then like I said, I got one SpongeBob set like maybe when I was in like elementary school or something like that. But then, like I said, Matthew had that one Lego set that he still has all the pieces for, but they ended up in the combined Lego set now, and it's all broken apart to pieces. So yeah, but like I said, I haven't seen him in forever, and I was like, wow, I forgot we even had these pieces and stuff like that. So anyways, though, guys, yeah, we ended up doing that for today. I also ended up getting like 3 loads of laundry done. I did dishes for today too, and I made dinner for tonight. I also ended up weeding 2 flower beds. I weeded the back flower bed actually while Jack was reading his book, because he has to finish his summer reading before next week. So he figured if he read like 30 pages or something like that, that he'd finish by like this weekend or something like that. So he's been reading like 5 pages a day when he takes, or every time he takes the dogs outside. And so then he was like, I only have 15 pages left. And I was like, well, why don't you just sit outside? Because like, I like to sit outside and read. I think it's very relaxing. So I was like, why don't you just sit out there and read? And he's like, well, like, I was like, I told him like, why don't you let the dogs out and stuff like that, and you can just enjoy like the fresh air, sit out on the porch, read your book and stuff like that. It was right after we were done babysitting, and so I was like, why don't you just like sit out there? And he's like, yeah, but I don't want to like have to try and keep an eye on the dogs and stuff like that. I was like, I'll go back there too, and like I'll just go and garden and stuff like that. So me and Jack were just kind of doing our own thing. But I weeded the back flower bed, which was just weeded somewhat recently, so it wasn't a huge crazy problem. That honestly ended up taking me probably like 10 or so minutes. And then I ended up coming back inside. I watched some TV, watching at the beginning of the Cubs game. Then they were losing horribly, so then I went outside in the front yard and actually weeded the front flower bed. But I didn't wear gloves because most of the stuff in there is like coming up and it's really small, and I've noticed that it's really hard to pull small stuff out if you're wearing gloves. So I just was like, I'm just gonna take my gloves off and just, or like at this point I wasn't wearing gloves because I'd finished gardening in the backyard. So then I went into the front yard and was doing that bed, and like I said, was just kind of pulling stuff out by hand. And so I did most of the front flower bed too, is almost all completely done as well. So it was actually too, because I did it like in the afternoon. It was like maybe 5 o'clock I did the back flower bed, and then maybe like 6 or something like that I did the front flower bed. It was super cool out, and I was like, honestly, this is when I should take advantage of like gardening and stuff like that, because it was very cool. But it was very cool for the majority of the day today. So I was thinking maybe on Thursday I'll try and get out in the morning and do our like middle flower bed that's in between ours and our neighbor's driveway. And so I was like, that would be probably a smart idea, because there's like stuff, like weeds that are taller than most of the plants that are in that flower bed, and most of the plants are huge lilies that they should not be taller. The weeds should not be taller than those lilies. So yeah, and then guys, I think I was telling you too, I was like, oh yeah, when I was like in middle school, there was like a few movies that I had on DVD that I used to watch like all the time when I was like in middle school, and it was like Fun with Dick and Jane. I told you guys I literally just saw that like the other night, like the start to it. I saw Sweet Home Alabama. It wasn't one of the ones that I used to watch when I was in like middle school. It was like the first chick flick movie I'd ever seen. but they were just like a lot of like movies that I had, like, you know, they were older movies that I had seen. And then on top of that too, I told you guys 50 First Dates was one of the other ones, and I saw that was on the other night, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna record this and watch it. So then I ended up watching it today, because like I said, the Cubs were losing so horribly, so I switched to that and watched that. I was just watching like something on History Channel or Travel Channel or something like that. It was like a history thingy. And so yeah, now I'm gonna go take a shower and get to bed. I already brushed my teeth. I just need to take a real quick shower. So anyways though, guys, yeah, I am also, like I said, really happy I got the thing done for my mom. I got editing and uploading done, which was one of those other huge things. I was like, oh my goodness, how am I supposed to get this done? Tomorrow, Jack, Matthew, and my mom are all supposed to be gone because they all have a dermatologist appointment. So they're going to be gone for like an hour or something like that, maybe tomorrow. I know it can't be much longer than that because I think Matthew's has work at like 1:30 or something like that. I'm going to be babysitting by myself for like an hour tomorrow, so this is like practice for next week when Jack goes back to school, and like I don't have him to kind of fall back on. He's also just really helpful too though, because like in certain situations, like we'll leave the dogs locked up in the hallway. If the little boy we're babysitting for like has to go to the bathroom or whatever, like Jack will go and like lock the dogs in my room or something like that, or come in here with them, and then like he'll go to the bathroom or whatever, and then we'll let the dogs back out once he's done, so that like he can come through here without them like, you know, jumping and being all crazy and whatnot and barking and stuff like that, because they will do that as well. So that's why he's like helpful with that kind of stuff. Like he'll be like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, and Jack's like, okay, I'll go take care of the dogs or whatever. I don't like leaving them locked up in my room for that amount of time, just because like I don't know what they would find to get into. Like really, not that there's anything they could get into, but like tearing apart something that they're not supposed to have. Like they'd find a way to get into my little trash can, which like literally doesn't have anything in there other than like little scraps of paper and stuff like that. Like I never throw garbage or anything like that out in there, like food or anything like that, or crumbs, you know, that kind of thing. But like they like to chew up socks, and so like if I left them in here without anything to do, I'm sure they'd like try and find a way to get a pair of socks out of a laundry basket. Even though like there's none in here right now, but I feel like they'd find like I said, something to get into that they're not supposed to, or they'd wind up like peeing on my carpet or something, because they're not like out in the hallway, and like we know, like they'll let us know if they have to go to the bathroom normally. Bliss is really good about that still. Like ever since she was little, she's been really, like ever since she was a puppy, I really don't know how we trained her to do this, but she will whine when she has to go to the bathroom, which is like a really good thing. The puppies, not so much. They're like, they kind of will tell you when they have to go. They start to get really excited, and so if you really pay attention to like their body language, they'll kind of tell you that. But Bliss will like vocally tell you that she has to go to the bathroom. So like I said though, if they're kind of not like in the hallway and we don't know, oh, you know, they're up walking around, or you know, they're up like whining or something like that, then we know they have to go outside. And so if we didn't, and like, you know, they were locked in my room or whatever, and they're whining or something like that, they also too don't like to be locked in like people's rooms with the door closed, because they also will get very vocal and possibly start barking. So that's why we don't like to leave them locked in like bedrooms and stuff like that. Like unless we have to, like unless, you know, somebody's over or whatever. Like when the little boy, because honestly guys, they're really bad about just when the front door opens. It could be one of us coming through the front door, but as soon as it opens, they just start barking. They just have a really bad, like, you know, like habit of doing that. And so like even when the little boy you're babysitting for, his mom comes and like picks him up, like right before she'll come, like 5 or 10 minutes before I know that she's gonna be here, I will lock them like in one of the rooms just so that they're not barking. Because like I said, they like to do that whenever the door opens. And then like they're totally chill like when he's here. And even today, like Matthew's girlfriend was over, and they were totally completely like quiet, like really didn't even care about her. But as soon as she like went through the front door, like, or you know, went to go leave and the front door opened, they started freaking out, and she was like leaving. And so they just have a really bad tendency of doing that. So yeah, we have to try and figure out a way to break that, but like all 3 of them do that, so it's not really good. But yeah, yeah, guys, like I said, I am so happy. I got so much stuff done for today. It was awesome. Like, I feel super accomplished. I also cooked for myself a lot today, which was also, I think, made me feel really good. Like, I had actually guacamole and chips. I made homemade guacamole. Like, I ended up making avocado toast for myself for breakfast. I had a lot of avocado today, guys. I don't remember what I ended up making for dinner, but then when I was watching my movie, I had popcorn and a movie, so like, I don't know, I just felt like good. Like, I was like, not that the popcorn, I guess, was good, or that the guacamole was that good, but like, I don't know. I also, did I have mac and cheese today or something like that? But yeah, I felt like my food, not my choices, but like my food, like, timing was good for today. Like, a good time to have chips and dip, and a good time to have, you know, or chips and guacamole, and it was like, I picked a good time to have like popcorn and stuff like that. Even though, honestly, since yesterday, last night when I was asleep already, my mom had made popcorn, and I woke up this morning and I saw that like she had made popcorn, and I was like, I really have a taste for popcorn, like, all day today. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch this movie since the Cubs aren't doing too well in this game. So I ended up watching that and had popcorn, which is what I wanted to do today. That was one of the little mini goals I set for myself, just as like a little personal relaxation thing, and I got to do that. So it was, like I said, kind of nice just after a long day and gardening and babysitting and all the other chores I got to today. So anyways, guys, like I said, I'm very happy with everything on my planner. Pretty much for today was all checked off, which was good. So I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a cool thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all recent shiny faces tomorrow. So bye, guys.